1 minute behind schedule. We had an executive meeting earlier and nothing to report out. But welcome to our Wednesday, February 9th, 2022 Rctc meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order. And before we start with our agenda, a few housekeeping remarks. I want to thank you all for participating in our remote meeting. We'll do our best to facilitate a smooth meeting with public participation. Before we begin, I want to review some guidelines and general instructions for the meeting. Please silence your other communication devices such as your cell or desk phone. This will ensure that we are not hearing any feedback causing interruption during the meeting. And after each agenda item, the chair will announce public comment. For those on Zoom, if you would like to make public comment on the Zoom screen, please click on the raise hand button. If you are using Zoom on your smartphone, tap your screen, look for the more option, and then raise hand button on the screen. And for those calling and using the phone line only, you can dial *9 on your keypad to signal that you would like to comment. And with that said, Madam Secretary, if you don't mind calling the roll.
Good morning, everyone. District 1?
District 1 here.
District 2? Here. District 3?
Here.
District 4?
Here.
District 5?
Here.
Banning?
Present.
Beaumont?
Here.
Blythe?
Here.
Calamasa?
Here.
Canyon Lake?
Good morning, everyone here.
Cathedral City?
Here.
Coachella? Corona?
Present and accounted for.
Desert Hot Springs?
Here.
Eastvale?
Here.
Hemet?
Here.
Indian Wells?
Present.
Indio?
Present.
Parupa Valley?
Here.
La Quinta?
Here.
Lake Elsinore?
Here.
Menifee?
Menifee's here.
Moreno Valley?
Here.
Marietta?
Here.
Norco?
Here.
Palm Desert?
Here.
Palm Springs?
Present.
Harris?
Present.
Rancho Mirage?
Here.
Riverside?
Up and ready.
Thank you. San Jacinto?
Here.
Temecula? Wildemar?
Wildemar's here.
Caltrans District 8?
Here.
Thank you. And Coachella?
Coachella here.
Thank you. We do have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, and thank you all once again for joining. Mr. Ben Benoit, you do us the honor of leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Be happy to. Everyone, please rise. Face your closest flag or the screen. Repeat after me. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Director Benoit, for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. At this time on the agenda, it's public comment. And under the Brown Act, the Commission should not take action on or discuss matters raised during public comment portion of the agenda that are not listed on the agenda. Members of the public may make public comments when recognized by the chair. Each individual speaker is limited to speak 3 continuous minutes or less. And Madam Secretary, do we have anybody in the queue?
We did not receive any written public comments, and I do not see any hands currently raised.
All right, thank you. As far as additions and revisions, Madam Secretary?
No, sir.
Thank you. Moving on to consent calendar. Is there any consent item that any of my colleagues would like to pull? And if not, is there a motion?
Callan Mesa moves.
Second,
Rctc
Valley.
seconds.
Okay, Calamesa moved, and I think I heard La Quinta second. And seeing that nothing was pulled, are there any comments from any of my colleagues on any of the items before we call the vote? Seeing none, Madam Secretary.
District 1,
District 1, yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
Banning,
Yes.
Beaumont,
Yes.
Blythe,
Yes.
Calamasa,
Yes.
Canyon Lake,
Aye.
Cathedral City,
Yes.
Coachella,
Yes.
Corona,
Yes.
Desert Hot Springs,
Yes.
Eastvale,
Yes.
Hemet,
Yes.
Indian Wells,
Yes.
Indio,
Aye.
Harupa Valley,
Yes.
La Quinta,
Yes.
Lake Elsinore,
Aye.
Menifee,
Yes.
Moreno Valley,
Yes.
Marietta,
Yes.
Norco,
Yes.
Palm Desert,
Yes.
Palm Springs,
Aye.
Paris,
Yes.
Rancho Mirage,
Yes.
Riverside,
Yes.
San Jacinto,
Yes.
Temecula, Voldemar.
Yes.
Thank you. The consent calendar passes.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. That's for item 6A all the way down to 6I. And moving right along, we are now on agenda item 7, right-of-way policies and procedures manual. Will there be an overview, Madam Secretary, by Hector Casillas?
Yes, sir.
Hector, are you on?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I'll wait for the PowerPoint to pull up. Perfect. Okay, today I'll be presenting the item related to the updated RCTC and RCA right-of-way policies and procedures manual. It has been just over a year since the Commission assumed management responsibilities of RCA. And prior to this, each agency followed its own policies and procedures. For the Commission, it was referred to as the right-of-way policies and procedures manual. And for RCA, it was referred to as the land acquisition policies. This item is another element of fulfilling the objectives with the agency consolidation between RCTC and RCA. Next slide, please. Okay. The manual has changed over time and has been adopted 3 separate times by the Commission's governing board. This slide shows the dates of those adoptions. 2 of the changes were made as full manual adoption, and 1 was a change to strengthen the relocation appeals section. The manual follows the Caltrans right-of-way manual and complies with the FHWA and FTA policies and procedures. Next slide, please. Similar to the Commission, the RCA policies have been adopted by its governing board as well. RCA set of policies were adopted a total of 12 times, and this slide provides the dates for those adoptions. The policies comply and are consistent with the Multiple Species Habitat Conservation Plan, or MSHCP for short. I would like to note that the RCA Board of Directors adopted the updated manual at its January 10th, 2022 meeting. Next slide, please. Staff, legal counsel, and RCTC's right-of-way consultant, Epic Land Solutions, who's present here today, have been working on the updated policies and procedures manual for over a year. We've taken both agencies' policies and procedures into account to develop the newly updated and combined RCTC-RCA right-of-way policies and procedures manual that will serve both agencies. The updated version had various changes, and a brief summary of those changes is shown in this slide. In addition, staff included a copy of the redline version in the staff report to identify exactly where the changes were being made. Next slide, please, Philip. Okay, so what's in the updated version of the manual? There are 13 chapters, and all of them except for chapter 13 apply to the Commission's right-of-way work. Even though you'll see policies that apply to RCA in some of the chapters throughout the manual, chapter 13 is unique to RCA projects that comply with the MSHCP. There are 5 changes to the Commission's policies I would like to highlight. The first is an FTA circular update regarding appraisal concurrence limits. In Chapter 6 of the manual, the limit was updated to comply with the updated FTA circular that pertains to obtaining approval concurrence from FTA. This limit was increased from $500,000 to $1 million as the threshold for staff needing approval from FTA. The second is tax sale properties process. Again, in Chapter 6 of the manual, staff has acquired properties from the list of tax defaulted properties and felt it was important to outline the steps for both Commission and RCA properties that may be acquired through this lengthy process. The third is the declaration of surplus property. In Chapter 8, as mentioned in the staff report, an update pertaining to the declaration of property surplus was necessary to comply with the Surplus Land Act, and processes to the manual have been updated using the guidelines provided by the Department of Housing and Community Development. It was in this section where Commissioner Gregory pointed out a typo at the Budget and Implementation Committee in section 8.7.4.6, where the word commission was used instead of city. Staff has made the correction and thanks Commissioner Gregory for pointing this out to staff. Moving on to the fourth change I'd like to highlight is regarding the sale of surplus property. Again, in Chapter 8, a change to the executive director's authority was made to allow the approval of sales less than $100,000, and when the bid is 90% or greater than the appraised value was added. This should expedite the sale of property and allow staff to proceed with the sale on those smaller properties. Lastly, in the property management section, again in Chapter 8, we made updates to accept electronic submittals and documents instead of paper copies related to license and right of entry applications we received. Next slide, please, Philip. Okay, now that the RCA board has adopted the updated manual at its January 10th meeting, and the Budget and Implementation Committee approved bringing this item before the Commission today, the only approval that remains is today's board adoption. Staff is requesting the Commission to adopt the updated Rctc RCA right-of-way policies and procedures manual. And as mentioned in the staff report, these policies and procedures ensure that real estate matters using public funds are conducted in a professional, ethical, and consistent manner that protects both agencies. Next slide, please. And with that, I welcome any feedback, and that concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Casillas, for your presentation, and Director Gregory, thank you for your good eye on catching that. Appreciate your efforts there as well. Are there any questions from any of my colleagues? If there are, please raise your hand. I don't see any. Madam Secretary, do you see any?
No, sir.
And if not, can I get a motion to approve, adopt a resolution and approve the updates?
Approval, Cathedral City.
Okay, there's a motion by Cathedral City. Is there a second? Who was that?
Second.
I
I
didn't
see
catch that.
Supervisor Washington. Yes.
Supervisor Washington. That was a second by Supervisor Washington. Thank you, Supervisor. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
District 1,
District 1, yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
Banning,
Yes.
Beaumont,
Yes.
Blythe,
Yes.
Calamasa,
yes,
Canyon Lake. Canyon Lake. Cathedral City,
Yes.
Coachella,
Yes.
Corona,
Aye.
Desert Hot Springs,
Yes.
Eastvale,
Yes.
Hemet,
Yes.
Indian Wells,
Yes.
Indio,
Aye.
Rupa Valley,
Yes.
La Quinta,
Yes.
Lake Elsinore,
Aye.
Menifee,
Yes.
Moreno Valley,
Yes.
Marietta,
Yes.
Norco,
Yes.
Palm Desert,
Yes.
Palm Springs,
Aye.
Paris,
Yes.
Rancho Mirage,
Yes.
Riverside,
Yes.
San Jacinto,
Yes.
Temecula, Wildemar.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 7 passes.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Thank you, colleagues. Moving along with the agenda, item number 8, additional awards fiscal year 2021, 2022. SB 821 Bicycle and Pedestrian Facilities Program Funding Recommendations. Is there an overview by staff? Jenny Chan?
Yes.
Yes, good morning, Commissioner. My name is Jenny Chan with the Planning and Programming Department. Today, I am requesting approval to award additional projects to the SB 821 program for the fiscal year 21-22 cycle. First, some background. SB 821 is a discretionary program administered by the Commission to fund local bicycle and pedestrian projects. The program is funded through the state sales tax, or specifically the Local Transportation Fund, or LTF. Each year, 2% of LTF revenue is set aside for a competitive call for projects. Eligible projects include construction of bicycle lanes, sidewalks, ADA curb ramps, and bike and ped master plans. The Commission conducts a call for projects on every odd numbered year. As such, the last call for projects was concluded this past June, where the Commission awarded 15 projects totaling $4.3 million. Only projects scoring 40 or above were awarded. Since the initial award, the Commission has approved 2 revisions to the fiscal year 21-22 LTF revenue, resulting in additional funding to the program. Coupled with project savings from completed projects, the Commission now has a balance of $1.9 million available. Staff utilized the scores from last year's call for projects and contacted agencies that scored a 39 or 38 to inquire about project priority and status. All agencies expressed interest in accepting SB 821 funding. As such, to deliver more bike and ped projects to the region, staff is recommending awarding SB 821 funding to 6 projects for a total of approximately $1.66 million, leaving $263,000 in reserve to supplement the next call for projects, which will commence in February 2023. I've prepared a map that shows the Commission's investments from last year's award and today's recommendations. Emily, can you please bring that up? Great, thank you. So today's recommendations are colored in that yellowish orange color with the previously awarded projects in blue. We're looking at approximately $5.9 million in total investments. The full list of projects and their respective scores are provided in attachment 1 of the staff report. So that concludes my presentation, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Chan, for your presentation. Are there any questions from any of my colleagues on what was presented? I don't see any. Madam Secretary, do you see any?
No, sir, I do not.
Is there a motion to approve?
Move to
Direct
approve.
staff and authorize? Was that?
Desert Hot Springs, second.
Rancho Mirage, move to approve.
Okay, thank you, Director Weil, with the motion, and a second by Director Betts. Thank you both. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
Banning,
Yes.
Beaumont,
Yes.
Blythe,
Yes.
Calamasa,
yes,
Canyon Lake,
Aye.
Cathedral City,
Yes.
Coachella,
Yes.
Corona,
Aye.
Desert Hot Springs,
Yes.
Eastvale,
Yes.
Hemet,
Yes.
Indian Wells,
Yes.
Indio,
Aye.
Rupa Valley,
Yes.
La Quinta,
Yes.
Lake Elsinore,
Aye.
Menifee,
Yes.
Moreno Valley,
Yes.
Marietta,
Yes.
Norco,
Yes.
Palm Desert,
Yes.
Palm Springs,
Aye.
Paris,
Yes.
Rancho Mirage,
Yes.
Riverside,
Yes.
San Jacinto,
Yes.
Wildemar.
Wildemar, yes.
Thank you. Item 8 passes.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Thank you, colleagues. Moving right along with our agenda, item number 9. County of Riverside funding request for design of the Interstate 10 bypass project. Do we have an overview by Jillian Guisado?
Yes, good morning, Chairman Perez and Commissioners. For 2 decades, the County of Riverside has envisioned a project in the Banning-Cabazon area that would serve as an alternate route to Interstate 10. From time to time, the California Highway Patrol, or Caltrans, have been in the difficult position of having to shut down lanes, sometimes all of them for hours on end when major incidents occur. This is illustrated by the inclusion of the I-10 bypass project in the Emergency Response I-10 Closure Plan. Though this doesn't happen often, when it does, it's problematic as there is no alternate route between Cabazon and Banning. In recent years, the county was able to identify funding for the environmental phase of the I-10 bypass project, which was just completed in December. Now the county is ready to begin the design and right-of-way phases. Emily, if we can please share the vicinity map. Thank you. Here is a vicinity map to give you a sense of where the project will be located. It's the red arrows down to the south of I-10. It will be a 3.5-mile new 2-lane roadway that parallels I-10. Note that while the alignment is not specifically illustrated on the vicinity map, since it's arrows instead of an actual alignment, a preferred alternative has been chosen. Thank you, Emily. We could take the map down now. On December 6th, the county submitted a request to Rctc for help to fund the next phases of the I-10 bypass project in the amount of $8 million, $6 million for design, and $2 million for right-of-way. Before coming to the commission with a funding request, the county did pursue TUMP zone funding through WRCOG's Zone Transportation Improvement Program last summer. Ultimately, the project did not receive funding approval due to the past zone not having adequate fund balance and there being other priority projects already in the queue. As seen in the county's letter on page 991 of your agenda package, if the commission approves the funding request, the project is anticipated to be construction ready around spring 2026 and may be completed in fall 2028. Today, staff is seeking approval to program $8 million of Transportation Uniform Mitigation Fee, or TUMF, regional arterial funds for the county's I-10 bypass project and approve entering into an agreement with the county for the programming. This concludes my presentation. Today, I'm joined by the county's Transportation Director, Mark Lancaster, and we're available to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Jenny, for your report, your update. Colleagues, any questions? I see Director Dana Reed with his hand raised.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jillian, is there any chance that this could be effectuated before 2028? I'm not sure I'm going to be alive by then. And this is a badly needed project for those of us in the Coachella Valley that need to get to points west and vice versa.
Thank you, Commissioner Reed. I sure hope that's not the case. But to your point, I think that 2028 is actually probably the soonest that it could be delivered. The next phases, design and right-of-way, are anticipated to take the full 3 years. Once the county lets the contract, maybe, we'll find out if a consultant thinks that it can be done faster, but then there will be the challenge of actually finding the funding for the construction phase. So once we get this into design, then I think we can start talking with the county about potential grant pursuits and other ways that we might identify funding for this important project.
But we're with you on that, Director Reed. God willing, we'll all be here in 2028. And hopefully we can speed it up as much as possible. Director Betts, I see your hand raised.
Yeah, I share Commissioner Reed's concern over the time frame. I'm reminded when overpasses fell during earthquakes in Los Angeles, we need to get those up and running. That happened rather quickly. So I would share in the concern that or the cause of pushing that along if we can. Also, I had a question. This will serve as an important connection for the communities around those traffic jams, allowing them to get back and forth without having to get on the 10. Is that a accurate assessment of, the benefit of this project?
Yes, I would say so, and also would invite Mark Lancaster to speak as well.
Thank you, Jillian, and good morning, commissioners. Yes, that will help local circulation, particularly in the Cabazon area between Cabazon and Banny. It will provide a local alternative for traffic users in that area.
Okay, but this won't end up being necessarily a linked bypass where you can decide to just take an easy off ramp, avoiding surface streets, take this bypass, and get back on the 10, correct?
Yes, you would get off near. I'm losing the street, but yes, we would get off basically on the east side of Banning, south of I-10, and then get back on at Main Street, Apache Trail. So yes.
Okay, but you have surface streets between the entrance and exit. So when you get off the 10, you're on surface streets, stoplights, right, left turns, and then get on the bypass. And then you have the same thing at the other end, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, thank you. That answered my question.
Thank you, Director Betts. Director Hamlin, I see your hand raised.
Thank you. This is badly needed in the Banning area. I would request that if you have more details, a more detailed map, that you provide it to me so that I can inform our city people and our constituents as to what's on the horizon, because I know they'll be happy about it.
I'll be happy to share the specific alignment map with you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Director Hamlin. Supervisor Hewitt, I think I see your hand raised as well.
Thank you, Chair. And yes, to address some of those questions, especially can we get it done quicker? Well, certainly this is the necessary step, however quickly we get it done. So it's very important that we get the design and start that property acquisition. As we know, property acquisition can always take quite a while. So it not only benefits extremely the communities of Cabazon and Banning, but as Director Reed pointed out, it really keeps that whole entire Coachella Valley open to all the ports and everything else west. So this is an exciting time for the pass. And with that, if there aren't any other comments, I would like to move to pass this.
Thank you, Supervisor. There's a motion.
I would like to second those comments and make the second. And this is obviously a project that's been a long time in the making. It's just an amazing need for those of us that travel back and forth from the Coachella Valley, even all the way out here to Wolverine. I've been caught in that traffic myself, I believe 3 times now, where there is no other option. So I'm happy to second this. And I also echo the comments that as soon as we can get this on the deck, we need to and get this going. So thank you.
Thank you, Director Benoit. Are there any other last comments by any of my colleagues? Seeing none. Madam Secretary, Mark, did you have something else to say?
Well, I have a map queued up. I don't know if I can share my screen or not, but I have a map, and Jillian will be able to send it to everybody here today or attending the meeting today. But if you want more detail right this minute, I do have a map that can illustrate the alignment. If it's not necessary, that's fine. But in case the commissioners were curious.
Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, I'd like to see the map, assuming Mark can get it up before 2028.
Mark, can you get it up?
I am trying to share my screen. I don't know if I need permission from Lisa.
I made you a co-host. You should be able to share now.
Okay. There it is. Okay. There it is. My computer tends to run very slowly when I'm on Zoom and Teams. I don't know if it's come up or not.
It's slowly coming up.
Yeah.
Can you just email it to us? Because there is a motion on the floor.
There it is.
Yes, sir.
Everyone taking a look?
Yep, thank you.
So basically, it's from Hargrave Street. Yes, you would use surface streets to Hathaway. Westward Avenue would be the beginning of the bypass, and it would traverse east. through tribal property across Smith Creek and to Apache Trail. But yes, we'll get you this map.
Thank you, Mark. There is a motion by Supervisor Hewitt. There's a second by Director Benoit. Please call a roll, Madam Secretary.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
Banning,
Yes.
Beaumont,
Yes.
Blythe,
Yes.
Calamasa,
An ecstatic yes.
Canyon Lake,
Aye.
Cathedral City,
Yes.
Coachella, Coachella, Corona,
Aye.
Desert Hot Springs,
Yes.
Eastvale, Eastvale, Hemet,
Yes.
Indian Wells,
Yes.
Indio,
Yes.
Parupa Valley,
Yes.
La Quinta,
Yes.
Lake Elsinore,
Aye.
Menifee,
Yes.
Moreno Valley,
Yes.
Marietta,
Yes.
Norco,
Yes.
Palm Desert,
Yes.
Palm Springs,
Aye.
Paris,
Yes.
Rancho Mirage,
Yes.
Riverside,
Yes.
San Jacinto,
Yes.
Wildemar.
Emphatic yes.
Thank you. Item 9 passes.
Item 9 passes. One last time, is Isabel here? No. Coachella? Okay. Thank you, colleagues. No items were pulled from the consent calendar. Anne, your report?
Okay, thank you very much. Commissioners, as I listened to that last item, I both fondly and gratefully recall that then Supervisor John Benoit made sure that a fire was lit under an awful lot of people to make sure this I-10 bypass concept came to be. So I'm guessing he would be quite happy to know that we're headed into design and right away. It's taken a long time, but it's a really important project. Not only did he push this project, but also the movable gates in the median along I-10 to make sure we could turn people around. So anyway, I just wanted to share that fond memory with all of you, and appreciate everything that he did on this project. Couple of other updates for you. We may be inundating you all with emails and alerts about all of the construction that we have going on, but I'm really pleased. Not only did we open the 91 corridor operations project last month, we had the big closure on the 1591. We have a lot of work going on at Railroad Canyon in Lake Elsinore, a lot of work going on at Placentia Interchange in the city of Paris. And then last weekend, we had the 60 truck lane closures. There's so much work going on under Rctc's leadership and in partnership with all of our cities. I just wanted to express my appreciation to the teams. Also, the coordination with all of these closures and all of this work, not only with our member agencies and the jurisdictions, but with Caltrans and with California Highway Patrol. The partnerships are just extraordinary. So we're very, very appreciative for the partnerships and that these projects are going very well. And also very appreciative of the traveling public and the people in those communities who are being patient while we make all of these improvements. So apologies if we are inundating you with lots of alerts. These are important projects, important closures, and we want to make sure you have the information should your constituents be asking, or if you're going to be on the road during these days when we've got the closures. With that completes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne, for your presentation. Are there any comments from any commissioners? I see Director or Commissioner Beck.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to follow on Ann's comments regarding the 60 route And I know there's a lot going on, but I tell you, for the traveling public, I have not seen interruption. I drive that regularly. I'm amazed at the project, the work that's going on there, how smoothly that work's gone. It's just absolutely something amazing to watch. And, it all starts here with this commission getting these projects done. So a big congratulations to the staff and especially the people out there making all this happen.
Thank you, Commissioner Betts. Commissioner Middleton.
Thank you, Supervisor. Just a notice to everyone that this is Black History Month, and in Palm Springs on Saturday, February 26th at 10 a.m., we have our annual Black History Month parade. It is one of the most fun and enjoyable parades that takes place in our city. Really personable, and hope all of you to see all of you there during the balance of the afternoon at Francis Stevens Park. At the end of the parade route, the Black History Month Town Fair will be held in our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Middleton. Commissioner Hoffman.
I just want to say to Ann, no apologies necessary. Keep those emails coming, because my city people, we use it. I share it to my constituents. So whenever you send those emails out, I get those out on social media as quick as I can. And my residents and my commuters, they enjoy at least knowing where they're going to get stopped, where they don't go. So keep it up. There's no need to apologize for all those emails. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Hoffman. Any other comments from commissioners? See none. I guess at this point, Madam Secretary, we're going into closed session.
Yes, I will prepare everyone to move over. Is Steve DeBon here?
Yeah, I'm here. We have one closed session item on the agenda. It's listed on the agenda. It's for a discussion of a potential property sale.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to go ahead and move over.
Commissioner White? the meeting was adjourned from closed session. Thank you.